Okay, so I have been pregnant twice. The first one required some help to get pregnant, so it's not my normal pregnancy. Plus, I didn't know what was going on, so I don't feel like that's going to be very helpful. My second pregnancy was pretty traditional in finding out about it. Missed my period. It'd been a minute. Was feeling a little off. We'd been trying, so I took a pregnancy test, and voila, pregnant. And I've learned that it doesn't matter if you're trying or whatever. Like, the minute you find out you're pregnant, it tips your world upside down. It's absolutely insane how just knowing you're pregnant changes everything. I never took a birthing class, which was probably dumb. So if you ever work as a nurse in an OB office, or you have an opportunity to promote a birthing class, I would do that, because I think that would have been something that was really helpful for me. Pregnancy was super normal visits, normal everything, which was really, really nice, because I know it's not the case for everybody. As for labor on my second, I hit 40 weeks and I was in a lot of pain. The way she was sitting at my hips was weird and a little awkward. I couldn't walk. It was super, super painful. I was nauseous. I was not sleeping. Like, it was just not a good time. So I asked to be induced, which I've heard with your second kid is usually easier. If you get induced with your first, I've heard there's a lot more complications. But once you've given birth, getting induced your second, like, your body kind of knows what's up. So set up a time to get induced, but labor and delivery was very busy that day, so I didn't get called in until like 4 or 5 at night, somewhere in there. And once they call you, they're like, hey, we got a room for you, but you gotta like get there fast, otherwise maybe the room will be full with somebody else who's pregnant. So get there, do all the tests, get me set up with the bands to monitor me and the baby, and they start doing Pitocin. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Does nothing. I like don't even cramp up, so they up it. Then I start to feel like, oh, okay, something's going on. They up it again until it's kind of at the max of what they're allowed to give me, and I'm in labor, but like nothing is progressing. I'm not dilating, nothing's changing. So like, okay, well, either we stop and you go home, or we break your water. And I'm like, get this baby out of me. Get it out of me. But, before that, so I'm laboring, whatever. I'm starting to feel it, and it's starting to like really cramp and hurt, but I haven't gotten an epidural yet, because I didn't want to have one for so long that it would wear off. Like, they couldn't keep giving me the meds for it. So I waited until they were about to break my water to get an epidural. But while I was laboring, my nurse was amazing, came in, checked in on me, made sure that I had, ice and water and snacks, and that I knew where the remote was. Like, just like those little things really matter. That she was like, do you know where the remote is? Can you get this? Do you need help with this? Like, super nice. The other thing that this nurse did that I really liked was she explained everything to me. Even though like I already had a baby, she was very much like, here's what we're doing, and here's why we're doing it, and here's how this works, and here's what I'm reading here, and here's why I'm checking on you. And I really appreciate that. I know that's not the same for every pregnant lady. I'm sure that there are some out there that are like, go away. But that was not me. I very much enjoyed her being like, this is what this monitor does, and here's what this means, and this shows that your baby is doing this, and super, super nice. And like I mentioned earlier, because my hips hurt so bad, I used a yoga ball while I was laboring, so I sat on that instead of just chilling on the bed, so that I could kind of like swerve my hips and move around and wiggle. And it was really nice, because the yoga ball I have at home is different than the one they have in the hospital. The one at the hospital has like weights or rice or like something in the bottom of it to keep it more stationary and solid, so I didn't feel like I was like flying all over the place. And if I needed to like get up and move, then the yoga ball wasn't too hard to like get back onto, if that makes sense. And she was so good. Like, I was like, oh, do you guys like have a yoga ball? And she goes, yeah. And like, I swear she sprinted, because she was like gone and back in 2 seconds with exactly what I needed, and had it set up and ready to go and help me on. And super, super nice. Super nice. So yeah, labored on the yoga ball until the contraction started to get to the point where like it was kind of hard to breathe. And she was like, but you're not dilating. So, and I was like, okay, break the water, get me out of here. And so they got me the epidural, which took a little minute because sometimes anesthesiology takes a bit. Got me the epidural, helped get me situated. And then she, again, was like explaining everything to me, like the fact that I could move with the epidural, I just couldn't leave the bed, and I could shift, but like it didn't go sprinting. You have something in your back, like super cool. And then what happened? Oh, and then it's like maybe 45 minutes later, we had a baby. Honestly, epidural, super nice. Could still feel the contractions, could still feel my muscles moving, but the pain was gone. And everything was just like toned way down so that it's manageable. So it's really easy for me to like actually breathe and relax and sit there and like, okay. But yeah, at one point, all of a sudden, things felt different. And I called her in, and she comes in, and I'm like, I think baby's close. Like, I think things have changed. She's like, it's only been 45 minutes, but you never know. Like, let's take a peek. She checks me, and baby's right there. Like, the head is coming out. She's right there. Which apparently is like code red, I guess. I don't know. She was so chill. She goes, okay, I need you to stay calm and do not push. And while she's saying that, she's backing up to the wall, and she hits this giant red button on the wall. And she's like, we're just going to call some friends in here to help us out have a baby. You're going to have a baby. So let's just call some friends in here. Hits this big red button, and the room like changes. The lights come on. Everyone comes rushing into the room. And she's like, again, don't push. We're going to check on baby. So far, everything is looking good. Like, she was very calm in her demeanor, very positive, but she was also still letting me know, like, hey, a bunch of people are going to be in here. Your baby's going to be here real soon. She's like right there. So don't push till the doctor gets here. Like, don't even breathe too hard. But she very much like kept eye contact with me. I remember that because the minute she like started to tell me a bunch of people were coming in, I think she saw it on my face that I was panicking, like, why? Like, what happened? She's like, no stress. We're just going to call some friends in here. And she was very much like, focus. We're good. Everything's fine. So the attitude was super, super good. And then the baby came like a water slide. She was out in one push, and she helped make sure that I told her that the only thing important about my birth plan for me, because that's like a new trend, have a birth plan. You can't have a plan for birth. It's not going to go the way you want it to, no matter how hard you try or what you plan for. So I was like, okay, the only thing that really matters to me is that I get skin to skin, like first thing, like that's all I care about. Like, whatever you need to do to check on her or help her or whatever, get the baby on me. And she did. That was like, she made sure that happened for me, which was not the case for my first birth, because I said the same thing during my first pregnancy to the nurse. I said, all I care about is skin to skin. That labor was a lot harder on my body. I didn't have like I only had an epidural, but like it was a lot more difficult, and baby got stuck, but not so stuck that they needed to use any interventions. But also, like, it took a long time, so I was exhausted. But the nurse didn't, I didn't get that skin to skin right away like I wanted. I had to ask for it after labor and exhaustion. I was like, where's my baby? And then I got the skin to skin. But this nurse for my second pregnancy, she remembered that. And it was literally like baby born on my chest. Like, there was no... And she was helping make sure like my gown was down so that it could be the skin to skin, while also making sure I wasn't flashing the whole room, even though at that point, it doesn't matter. it doesn't matter. No one cares. And they're all doctors and nurses and whatever. So, but it is nice that she was like, let's not flash the room and let's get you your baby. Trying to think if there's anything else. No, she was just super friendly, super good pregnancy. I'm trying to remember if you had any other questions, but if you do, let me know. I'll send another video.